Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. My name is Gabriel Cox and I equip first-time supervisors with necessary leadership tools. Before we get started, I would like to invite you to head on over to my website and subscribe for a free resource, The Ultimate Guide to Identifying What Type of Leader You Are in 5 Easy Steps. While you are there, you can check out my Goat Locker, which is a place where you can get free tools to use to help you develop as a leader. Welcome to episode 4. You're fired. Now what? I want to talk today about what supervisors should do after someone in the office was let go. This could be a supervisor, peer, coworker. Whatever the situation, the termination of an employee is always uncomfortable and can lead to anxiety within your workplace. After the news breaks that someone has been fired, what do you tell the other employees? Heck, how do you even approach this situation in the first place? It is common practice in the days and weeks following an employee termination for the team to be a bit on edge or nervous around supervisors within the organization. Believe it or not, how you as a supervisor handles this situation is a direct reflection of your leadership style. So why do employees care so much when another person is terminated? Well, I can assume that it's because they are nervous about their jobs. Simon Sinek in his book Leaders Eat Last talks about the circles of safety, and that employees want to feel safe and secure above all else in their place of employment. That is, employees want to go to work each day without fearing they will be canned. And it is for this reason that we as leaders must be upfront and open when it comes to a team member getting fired. In this podcast, I will talk about 3 steps you as a supervisor should take immediately after someone has been fired. As always, the number one tool at a supervisor's disposal is communication. A supervisor should not be hiding behind their decision or the decision that their supervisor made. This is the first step because it sets the stage for the rest. However you communicate with your staff, be it a quick meeting, phone conference, whatever, you must communicate with your team. Once you have identified how you are going to communicate, it's time to think about what you want to say. When it comes to this situation, stick to just the facts. For example, Bob no longer works here. Some concerns were raised that he used company funds for his own personal gain. And after investigation, we concluded that he did in fact use the funds for his own gain, and he was terminated for violating company policy. The second step is to communicate the plan going forward without the member who is no longer working for the company. This will likely be a big concern for employees because they will want to know who will pick up the slack in Bob's absence. As a manager, make sure you have a plan for how their responsibilities will be distributed between the remaining team members. If you roll in with no plan, it will appear chaotic, and your employees will lose trust in your ability to lead them. Better yet, maybe you already have a plan for how the member will be replaced. Whatever it is, make sure you have a plan. This will build trust. I cannot stress that enough. It is never good when someone gets fired, but in an effort to reframe a bad situation, to make it something good, try to use this as a time to review your company's values and mission statement. If the employee who was let go was out of alignment with those values, it reminds your team the importance of the values and mission statement. It can also lead to a creative interaction and discussion around how you define those values and allow your team to check in with themselves in case they are a bit off course. And as always, I always like to ask questions at the end of the podcast. So here are a few questions to ponder. When you witness someone getting fired, how did you feel afterward? When was the last time you reviewed your values and mission state as your company with your team? This could be a great opportunity to prevent someone from getting fired. And finally, how will you respond if you were the one who is fired? Tune in next week for You're Fired Part 2. Steps you can take if you find yourself in a challenging situation where you no longer have a job. I want to make one final note. Over the past few weeks, since I started recording these podcasts, the number of subscribers has increased. And I just wanted to say thank you for those who support this podcast. Thank you for listening to today's podcast. If you are a supervisor who is currently looking for leadership development, log on to my website and click the Work With Me link and fill out the application to qualify. If you know someone who may benefit from this podcast, please share it with them.